The Heartbeat Protection Act is just the most recent bill that is getting polarizing reaction. The legislature is also considering imposing the death penalty for those convicted of child sex abuse and has already made it legal to carry a concealed loaded weapon without a permit. Janice Harris is joining us now with a look at how opinions are sharply divided over these laws. Janice?
Divided indeed, Tom. The abortion law that bans birth termination after 6 weeks is making headlines today, but Governor DeSantis has already made state changes to concealed carry, and it's possible child sex offenders could get the death penalty. Making its way through the legislature, Senate Bill 1342. It would allow a jury by a vote of at least 8-4 to recommend a death sentence for people convicted of sexual battery on a child under the age of 12. Local politicians Angie Nixon, state representative for District 13, and Dean Black, state representative for District 15, have varying opinions about the bill.
My thought on that is that the Supreme Court already stated that was unconstitutional. And here we have people that are lowering the threshold for a capital punishment, even making it easier to put someone to death. And again, it's all about control. And what we know, what the facts and data state is that capital punishment does not deter crime. What does in fact deter crime is making sure that we have a fully funded public education system. What deters crime is making sure that we have resources and services available and fully funding mental health care.
I absolutely support it. The death penalty for those who rape children should absolutely be on the table. The jury should have the right to impose the maximum penalty for those who commit this horrific crime.
Do you believe there should be some level of forgiveness put in place? Or do you believe that the person should just simply, their life should be ended early because of that crime?
I think that's for the jury to decide. The jury makes that decision. They will decide what's appropriate based on the case, and they'll make that recommendation to the judge. And that's the way it should be. That power should rest in the jury.
It would be discussed again in the Senate chamber on April 18th. Another controversial bill that the governor quietly signed into law is House Bill 543, which his office says strengthens Floridians' Second Amendment rights by allowing Floridians to carry concealed weapons without a government-issued permit. It goes into effect on July 1st, 2023.
We had mass shootings here a few years ago, and he wants to now allow permitless carry without any training. Now, mind you, many of the elected officials who voted for this bill stated that training is very much needed, but they did not make it a requirement. But the base of people who they're going after want this permitless carry with no restrictions. And this is just making our entire state unsafe.
That's a victory for liberty. Truthfully, we believe that the Second Amendment gives you a right to keep and bear arms, and you should not have to have a permission slip from the government to exercise a right that's already been granted to you and protected under the Constitution. The Constitution is written on a piece of paper. That's the only paper you should need.
News4Jack's political analyst Rick Mullaney.
For those on the right, for the NRA, they say this is about law-abiding citizens being able to protect themselves. The governor calls it, constitutional carry. For those on the left and for Democrats, however, they believe it makes us more dangerous, and they're very opposed to the legislation. This legislation does reflect a deep partisan divide.
And I also asked Rick Mullaney how this might affect him running for Governor DeSantis actually running for president. He said it's not clear how it will help him in the national stage, but it is something to watch. Back to you.
All right, Janice, thank you.